COVID news, two more people have passed away in Wichita County from virus complications. That was over the past day.
There are 277 more confirmed cases, bringing total confirmed cases to more than 11,000. Active cases are now over 3,000.
There are 119 Wichita County residents hospitalized at this time, and another 900 have been tested. 198 more have recovered from COVID-19.
As of this afternoon, United Regional says they have 121 COVID positive or COVID suspected patients. 30 of them are in critical care.
Hospitalization rates in Wichita County are currently at 11.67%. Per Governor Greg Abbott's executive order, if a hospital has 7 consecutive days where total hospital capacity exceeds 15%, occupancies will be reduced to 50%. Well, 2020 may be coming to a close, but the pandemic will follow us into the new year, along with the unknown long-term effects that it will have on our everyday lives moving forward.
Yeah, that's right. Zach Verdia spoke with a few local officials who have experienced the pandemic in a different way than most. They were tasked with making decisions for the entire county and doing all they can to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
You know, when we started all this, there were people that made predictions, and everybody said, oh, they're crazy. They weren't as crazy as maybe they were thought to be.
Over a year ago, the COVID-19 pandemic was something nobody could have imagined or planned for.
So just kind of going back to the beginning, Lou, when looking at it, what was that kind of feeling like whenever you got the announcement of that first case?
I don't think any of us knew what to expect when we got the phone call in the middle of the night that we had our first positive case, or that we ever imagined that we would be sitting here at the end of the year with 10,000 cases.
Texas saw its first COVID-19 cases on March 4th, 2020. Exactly 2 weeks later, on March 18th, the first positive case in Wichita County.
We sat in a conference room and talked through the first case, and then through the 10th case. And then at about 20 cases in, we realized that we would need help.
What followed in the coming months would be filled with lessons learned.
It hadn't been around long enough for us to know all the things to a finite point that we'd like to.
And would open the eyes of everyone.
I think that until you live it and until you are in it and until you survive it and work through it, I don't think you can ever be fully prepared for what you have to work with.
11 days after the first county case, Wichita County Judge Woody Gossam held a press conference in front of the steps of the courthouse, issuing a shelter-in-place to begin the following day.
There was not any decisions came out of my office that didn't have the input of all the mayors and their city managers and school and hospital people and healthcare professionals and the city county health department.
But Gossam believes mixed signals from the Capitol handcuffed local elected officials on what to do next.
I felt like I wasn't able to do the things I felt were best. The governor came in and took away local authority, local control. He didn't take away local responsibility.
At the time, Gossam felt local elected officials had developed a sound plan.
A stronger masking ordinance, stronger social distance, crowd restrictions.
But hurdles from Austin didn't allow that.
I think it would have been something that could have been managed and had enough strength in it for people to say, gee, I probably better follow that.
Instead, the essential versus non-essential debate followed.
I don't know how we'd go back and correct it because we didn't know better. But we sent so many mixed signals about what people could do, couldn't do.
Something Governor Greg Abbott took the lead on, not holding up over time.
I thought it reeked with some politics.
While officials battled red tape at the Capitol, the first death came in Wichita County April 15, 2020, a time with only 57 positive cases. Then in late April, Governor Abbott would begin phase 1 of reopening Texas. Thousands of cases followed in the coming months, meaning the workload of the Wichita County Wichita Falls Public Health District began to pile up.
There are days when Amy and Brandy and I spend the entire day on the phone answering questions from individuals who are either cases, working with businesses. Sometimes it can make for a very long day when you spend your day on the phone and then time after the phone quits ringing to catch up on your regular work.
October 30th, 50 total deaths from COVID-19 right here in Wichita County, to go with more than 4,000 cases.
We still see the health district doing contact tracing across Wichita County. So what is it like getting out there and talking to so many people and having to interact with so many different people?
It's hard work. We get yelled at a lot. We get questioned a lot. We have some very interesting conversations. They're working weekends, they're working evenings. They're, just trying to get caught up. And then once you get caught up, you get 20 more cases.
2 weeks later, the death toll doubled. 100 deaths, more than 5,000 confirmed cases.
The lives that we have lost did not go unnoticed.
Something not easy on the countless health district workers who've stepped up over the hectic past year.
Our people are very invested in the people we serve, and we go through that with families, and we often have to talk to families who've lost their loved ones, often unexpectedly.
5,000 additional cases since the middle of November. The county currently sitting at over 10,500 positive cases and over 200 deaths heading into the new year. This unforeseen experience lays the groundwork for how things will be done in the future.
So when looking at the last year, Lou, how will this kind of impact everything moving forward?
It will forever change all of us that have been active in the response of pandemic across the state, across the nation, and around the world.
And taught many lessons about the best way to get things done.
The fire's got to be put out, but look at what you did to get the fire trucks there. Make sure they didn't cause more harm getting there than if they'd been delayed just a little bit.
Now the country is seeing the first light at the end of the tunnel, a vaccine to prevent COVID-19. Some catching a glimpse past all of this with a renewed love for the people of Wichita County.
I've always said I love living here, and this has not changed any of that. It's really just strengthened that philosophy.
We have survived this. We have had losses, but we will make it through this.
Gossam adds his advice moving forward on the vaccine is simple. Odds are with you if you receive the vaccine, probably not if you don't get it.